Thank you so much for staying with us. Right now, it's about time we take our headlines on our dailies. And I'll be starting, before I start, I have Mike here. He's admiring me still. Mike, can you get over it? You're not here.
It's just
Our
me.
in-house analyst.
I can just stay here. I'm not here.
All right, so I'm actually about to go through the punch. And for the major headlines here, we have Senate superb Buhari government. And we're feeling over 30 trillion Naira CBN loans. We have that on page 17. Senate links food security crisis to reckless ways and means loans under Buhari cabinet. Panel to investigate CBN's 10 trillion Naira anchor borrowers scheme, $2.4 billion forex fraud, and others. And to the top left of the papers there, we have state police. Governor to appoint police commissioners, bill list conditions for CP's sacking. CPs can't be removed without PSC Assembly's approval. We have that on page 2. To the right of that, we have Oyebanji hails punch solid journalistic excellence at 50. Below there, the image we can see of some Lagosians in a pool of water. We have motorists lament poor drainage as flood submerged Lagos roads. We have that on some pages inside of the papers. Below that, we have FG, federal government blames opposition for food crisis, uncovers 32 smuggling routes. We have that on page 2. Zookeeper killed while trying to rescue woman from lion. We have Nasu chair. Page 42, federal government seeks $10 billion to stabilize exchange rates as Naira tumbles. We have that on page 17. Now, back to this major headline here. I literally was listening to an interview that was granted by, I will call an advocate, I won't mention names and all of that, and he literally had a lot to say about the previous administration and what they inherited when it comes to reserves and what they left behind. And really, he was lamenting about the loans that happened and instructions given to Mifili and things like that. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. So I feel like, yes, it is what we have now is as a result of maybe of the just immediate past. But as much as this has happened, we've had administrations who spent a lot of their time blaming the previous ones. And so I feel like let's focus on now and see how we can help sort the situations. But what I want to mention is the flooding and all of that, because I feel like when it comes to the flooding, there is to an extent what citizens can do. Yes, there's a lot we expect government to do, but for floodings, our drainages, we can all come together in a particular area, those on the streets, find a way to ensure that the drainages are moving. I mean, we had the Hamatan, we had the dry season for a while, you understand? So what I'm saying is that there's something that we can do when it comes to drainage, because just that yesterday rain, man, the flooding in some areas was devastating, for a lot of people. And, I felt sad seeing some pictures. So I'm just saying that for streets to can come together by themselves, what can we do? To some level, there is some level of, they can find some ways to ameliorate the situation, to ensure that their drainages around their areas are okay. Let's leave the major ones by the canals to the government, but the ones on our streets, there's things that we can do.
Yeah.
So that's what
I think in that case, right, it's safe to say charity begins at home. Because, as I said, even some federal roads, I've literally witnessed some of the people cleaning those roads. They don't have enough education as regards what should and should not go into the gutters. Because most times what I see is that they sweep the plastics and all of that, the papers, bottles, into the drainage. And these are the people who are meant to be cleaning
it.
The road, and do you understand? So it doesn't necessarily make sense. So it's like if you don't see it, it's not there.
I mean, rainy season is normally the time when a lot of people throw trash and water seems like, oh, let's clear everything.
Yeah.
But it stops somewhere, and there's somewhere it will not move. I mean, recall the ban on the plastics.
Yes.
That form, the chloroform form of plastics that the government has done. So I feel like for this one, we can do something in our own small way
capacity.
To try and alleviate the sufferings of.
All right, so I think you have the next paper there.
Do I? All right, Daily Trust here. Dollar hits 1,900. The pound 2,250 naira, and BDCs raided. Operators arrested. Trial and error not solution, says an economist. partner us to address volatility. Operators tell government. Nasima wants dollar pegged at 850 Naira. You can see a little bit of a pictorial there on how the dollar has moved. Bandits kill 7, injure baby, raise property in Katsina. Customs subsidizes and distributes food, seized food items. Reps pass state police bill for second reading. And FG NAS pro Buhari's 22.7 trillion naira ways and means loan. We're talking about that. And you know, there was a time when we were all talking about how we are loaning our children's futures. A time where we take loans a lot. I mean, even the US is owing, you know. But then what are those loans being used for? That is the problem. In fact, they said the world is owing about 22 some trillions of dollars. That's the world. So they say, who is the world owing? That joke has come, but
yeah,
the world is owing itself. So everybody, different people owing different people and all that. But the point is that borrowing is not actually an issue. Taking loans is not. I mean, it's everywhere in business. Even the biggest and the richest will take loans. See? But the point is that what do you do with
what
the
do you
loans?
do with them? And what is your payments plan?
Production to produce in such a way that you can service a loan, or as it is in the case of Africa, most of the time, consumption. When you take a loan to buy cars, you take a loan to flex, you understand? It doesn't make sense. So the loan is not the issue. The amount of the loan is not the issue. What can we see that was done with the loan?
So that, yeah, while that, I mean, makes a lot of sense. Now, of course, I cannot go past this $1 hits one. I think it just says a lot. I mean, I feel sometimes, I mean, a few days ago, I sat down, I was actually thinking and ruminating about, okay, I mean, why is it even a case where, I mean, a nation and economy is literally so dependent on another man's currency? Do you understand? It affects our businesses. And of course, as you said, we are a consumption society, right? Most of the things we do, consume.
Exactly.
And until we actually start producing,
simple. You see,
we cannot.
Look.
But now let's now talk about the challenges of also producing here.
We heard differently. Exactly. See,
do you understand? So
we have to, as it stands, we have to create an environment that works.
Exactly.
Create an enabling environment. And you've mentioned that there is nothing I can see that will stem the tide as it is going. You even have some institutions or some facilities in this country charging you in dollars.
Yes.
That means that you can imagine how that sounds. And then some would even give you the excuse that, no, that's for foreign people. When you want to go to UK, do you pay in Naira there?
That's just so
how does it even make sense? In fact, it's the foreigners that come, and when they pay, when they have to change their money into Naira to pay, that is part of what will help to boost. So it doesn't even make common sense.
I mean,
in any way. Some people are in Ikoyi paying rent in dollars.
Yeah, you're talking about rents. Rent is even understandable.
Paying rent in dollars, how?
We pay
school fees in dollars in this country.
There are some designers you reach out to and they charge you in dollars.
Yeah?
Yes, for clothes. For clothes in Nigeria. Made in Nigeria.
Nigerian clothes. They're charging in dollars.
Yes, they charge in dollars. Anyways, let's move on to the nations right now.
I said I'll just keep my mental head.
For the major headlines here, we have Shetima. We will battle forces bent on subverting country. And to the top left right there, we have one, Ayedatiwa Duke, Fayemi Otsudeko, others honor Akeredolu. We have that on page 6. To the right of that, we have House of Reps pushes on with state police bill, lawmakers in hot debate. To the right of that, we have Lagos begins process to move computer village. Tinubu direct payments of state house electricity bills. We have both on page 6 and page 3, respectively. On the strip below there, we have 60,000 MT of grains coming to bring down food prices, says Minister. We have that on page 3.
Okay. Anything you want to mention on that one?
Not necessarily.
Lagos begins process to move computer village.
So where?
I heard it's Katangwa.
To Katangwa?
Yeah, somewhere Katangwa, Abuleba area. So you go hard. Because Ikeja is a central place. I mean, Ikeja is the capital.
Yes.
You understand? When you say the capital of Lagos being Ikeja, then the capital of Ikeja being Alausa, you know, it's central a bit. So, but it's not impossible, and it can be done. I mean, we've seen movements of different, we've seen it happen at different times in different places. I mean,
not-
even the capital of Nigeria was moved safe.
Yeah, so what
What's
are we
capital
talking
village and they
about?
cannot move it.
Yeah.
It might cause
Impact a
some
lot of
discomfort
businesses and, yeah.
for a number of people. But let's see how it's going to be carried out.
Yes.
Okay, let's just round up with the Guardian.
Yeah.
Confusion. I don't know why there's confusion as Naira crisis defies intervention and fuels inflation. Yes, now it's short-term measures. You're trying to pump some particular money into the system to give it some sort of it's perfunctory. It's not. We have to produce if we're going to. I mean, we have to patronize the Naira to grow the Naira. It's SIMPLE. It's that simple. No matter anything that we do, all these interventions are just. It's just like trying to use a sellotape and place on a leaking basket or something like that. Even if it tries to do, it starts from creating an enabling environment. When you have people even going out, when you have people leaving, and like we mentioned, let's not even just go back into all of that one, but yeah, all of that. I mean, a bit more. Of course, there's a picture there, story of the flooding in different parts of the country, not just in Lagos State. There's something here on page 5. 4 in every 10 Nigerians are in debt. All right, bill for state police passes second reading in House of Reps. Of course, that's still over. Investors lose 2.6 trillion naira in 2 days amid low confidence. And Falana insists on price control as Shetima blames saboteurs for food crisis. Senate queries 30 trillion naira facility for Buhari and others. And we have here NEMA, 151 houses affected by downpour in Lagos. The images here are not so good. There's this particular street where a whole SUV was submerged.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And then this girl came out, and the way she was inside the murder, people were giving unsavory comments. And I wondered, like, okay, she was a little bit too comfortable inside the murky waters, you know. But you'd have to wade in the water if you were going to leave your house. So hopefully. Was there any flood, little bit of flood around the area?
There wasn't. I mean, it was wet, but not necessarily.
That's it. Some areas are more susceptible than some other areas. So please do what you can. All of that. All right, that's it.
All right, that's it on newspaper headlines for now. Still more to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.